welcome back to another vlog. So this was supposed to be episode 3, but I have had just things haven't aligned for episode 2. They were going to be coming along with me to one of my lessons. I was hopefully trying to get lessons with an instructor from Auckland who comes down, but it just hasn't worked out. But he went to one and then he got sick for months, and then the last one we tried to do with him, the plane couldn't land, so it just hasn't really worked out. So I thought we'll just jump on to this next episode. So this is episode 3, and Buddy and I are off to do something very exciting. So Buddy and I are heading all the way up to Glenorchy. So it is about a 6-hour drive. We are going to stop halfway for the night and then head on up to Paradise Valley. The reason, everyone's like, why are you going to Paradise Valley, which is an hour further than Glenorchy? So you've got to go all the way through Queenstown. So I'm taking the horse float. And why are you going up to Glenorchy? Why don't you film something around here? But the reason is, Buddy used to be a wild horse. I didn't know this until recently. So he is an Arcadian. Now the Arcadians I knew come from Glenorchy. Didn't quite realise how wild they were. They ran wild up there, and he was one of the last wild horses to be taken out. They took all the horses out of there, so there are no more wild horses up in Glenorchy. How he came into our lives, my mum ended up got him, and he was a colt, and he was just too small. He's like 2 centimetres off being a 14-2, being a pony. So he ended up coming to us because we used to start quite a lot of horses. Still start the odd one. We have our client base, but that's how Buddy came into our lives. I thought I really wanted to show cinematically how his journey from being wild in Glenorchy Mountains, or Paradise Valley to be exact, to his journey to me. And it worked really perfectly because late last year, so after Equestrian, I was just feeling so grateful for him because I'd gone through a lot of trauma the last 5 years as well, and I think he came into our life at like the perfect time to teach us a lot of lessons, and that's a whole nother conversation. But I felt so grateful that I ended up, and I was singing covers with him, and I didn't want to sing a cover, because as you know, I'm a singer and performer that I want, my dream was to perform with horses, sing and combine the two. So late last year, I ended up writing Everything to You, and that's the title track to my EP, which is out very soon, like 22nd of September, 3.5 years work, pandemics, yeah, you name it. Anyway, the last song that I wrote on the album that's coming out is Everything to You, and I wrote it as we believe, like, he changed our whole way of being with horses and taught us a lot just how to be in life. But I couldn't write it as a we. I had to write it from the perspective of me. So it was Everything to You, and it's just this letter of being super grateful, and it kind of tells our story. So in line with that, I really wanted to create a small little clip that would play at the beginning of the song before I perform it. And this episode is kind of taking you behind the scenes of my trip with Buddy to Glenorchy. Alrighty guys, I thought I'd jump on and do a bit of a voiceover. This drive is beautiful. I mean, look at that. So stunning. But the road is windy, really, really windy, and it gets super narrow, which you'll see coming up. And I was a bit worried about having to take the horse truck, so I did take the float. Even then, I was cautious of meeting anyone on the road, especially around these cliffs, because I wouldn't be able to sneak past. But we got through there with not meeting anyone. Now I think it's going to be raining, and it was, which is annoying, but we rolled with it. It's really hard when you are filming because you get raindrops on the lens and then it ruins the shot, but we rolled with it. Another kind of challenging part about this trip was the Ford crossings, but my cousins are in that car. To be granted, it is a four-wheel drive car, but I figured if they could get through it, so could we. I did think Buddy got wet feet on one of the Fords, but he was good. And then we hit the beginning of Paradise Valley. I skipped through to here, which is where we did most of our filming for the prologue, and maybe, just maybe, I might use some of this for the Everything to You music video. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking and let you enjoy the beautiful scenery that is Paradise Valley. So we have made it up to the top end of Paradise Valley. Now, the reason it's raining, so we'll just have a chit chat. The reason I am up here, in the 1800s, our family resided here. This was our stomping ground. We came to New Zealand from England, and we were lords, and then we married into quite a prominent Scottish family, and Glenorchy was our home in 1860 something. So yeah, that we decided to come and film the first part of something special. We just need the rain to go away. That's how much I trust Buddy. And he's free. Hey buddy boy, come on. Andrew, and he's an incredible photographer, and this is my cousin Philip, and he is an incredible videographer. I'm so lucky, they're both amazing. Anyway, there's a break in the weather, so we are, look at that mountain behind us, that mountain over there, but we're getting some good footage. Fingers crossed. Letting Buddy go up here with no fences was quite scary. It's quite scary, but he came back, so. Buddy doing what Buddy does best.
So I just got warm.
We're heading out. We found this beautiful tree. And this stunning forestry. The rain has well and truly set in. I hope you've enjoyed this little behind the scenes of our filming. I'd like to say thank you to Wrangler Western Australia, Thomas Cook Clothing, Twisted X Boots, Tough Tack New Zealand and CWT Equine Treatments for their sponsorship. See you next time.